songs, many instant classics over the last 50 years, they still have us singing out loud.
It's amazing to go and do a show and stand up and start singing and the audience sings the whole song for you. That's stuff that you dreamed about.
But even as an OG in the business, his music reaches all ages.
And I hear my stuff being sampled by the young generation, so I know they're listening.
Legendary soul singer Jeffrey Osborne, today, now.
On the Pulse.
This may be the first time that I was actually singing and almost got caught by our guest today. Mr. Jeffrey Osborne joins us on the Pulse. How are you, sir?
I'm good today, Bill. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Like I was happy. I was telling you when you came on, the mute was on, and it was a good thing because me and my producer, sound engineer, we're both in here talking about woo, woo, woo.
I wanted to hear it. I missed out on it.
Nah, I don't want to do that. Like karaoke is one thing, but I don't know if you sing people's songs back to them. Like you're kind of setting a rough standard, especially if you can't sing. But thank you. I do appreciate you taking the time out.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
So I was looking into background information. That's where we kind of start with everybody who comes on to Pulse. Is it fair to say you were born into music? Like your whole family was doing it?
Yeah, I guess I was. Yeah, I was the youngest of 12 in my family, and everyone either sang or played an instrument, so music was all around me in my household.
And you started off, what, playing drums?
I always sang first, but I actually started playing the drums when I was about 15, and that was kind of my way in. The drums actually was the vehicle that got me into the music business. My first job was I walked in on the OJ's one night and they had a drummer that was not playing well. This was in my hometown. And so I asked them if they were looking for a drummer. And they said, yeah, well, you can find me a couple because you're kind of young. I'm like, well, I know a couple of guys in town. I'll send them up and if I can come and audition. And we all auditioned and I ended up getting the job. And I was like 15 years old because that kind of got me really motivated and stimulated, knowing that I could do something on this level. And the same thing with LTD. I met them in my hometown. They were playing in a nightclub. They were Sam and Dave's backup band. They left Sam and Dave. They was traveling up the East Coast. And their drummer got hauled off to jail for smoking marijuana outside a nightclub. This was 1970. So that was a major offense in 1970. Walked in, our club owner asked me if I'd sit in, played a few songs with them, sang a couple songs. They asked me to join the group.
It always amazes me when you talk to performers, particularly successful performers, how easily they kind of gloss over these things that are amazing to the rest of us. You just very casually like, yeah, I walked in on the OJs. I was like, yo, can I play? You're 15 years old, roll in on the OJs, and it was no big thing. Like, oh, I got you. I know how to play the drums.
Yeah, well, I was fortunate because I was playing in a local group and we played the same club that the OJs were coming in. So, the manager said, come on up and see him. So I was at the right place at the right time, and it all worked out for me.
That was in the mid 70s when LTD and everything started kind of hitting. So that means 50 years worth of hits and success. And when you hear somebody say that back to you, what's your response to that?
My response is, damn, I'm old. 50, yeah. It's been that long, 52 years actually that I've been recording. So yeah, it's quite an accomplishment. I'm just blessed that I'm still here and I'm still healthy and I'm still out working.
Is it disrespectful to ask how old you are?
Oh no, I'm proud of that. I'm 75 years old.
Well, and I knew how old you are, but I wanted to make sure it was okay to go ahead and say it because, we're establishing relationships. I'm singing during breaks and everything. We're making sure we're all good. But you sit back and think about that. I mean, that is a huge accomplishment. Not, to make it to 75, sure, but you're still on tour at 75. Like, did you ever think?
No, I never really thought about it. I knew this was something that I loved and that I wanted to do for as long as I could. but I never imagined being 52 years in and still out performing, but I feel like I owe a lot of that to the fact that I've taken good care of myself. I've been running every day since I was 15 years old, and I run 2 miles. I still run every day, still work out. I've been a vegan for 10 years, and then I just started eating a little bit of fish. So I guess you could call it pescatarian, but I don't do dairy or anything. So I think it's all about health, diet, and keeping yourself and loving what you do, and I still love what I do. So I'll continue to do it. I have some of my people that I've come up with in my era that are still performing, and they're older than I am. I mean, like Smokey's still doing it. The OJs are still doing it. I mean, so, it's very possible that you could go on forever if you love what you do and you stay healthy.
Yeah, Smokey's doing it. What's his new album called?
It's something like orgasms.
Yeah.
Oh, like orgasms. Okay.
Listen, Smokey's not messing around. Like he's like, I'm not just performing. Smokey's 80-something talking about songgasm.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's trying to make people think that he's still having them or he's still having orgasms. Or maybe that's it.
Coming up next, questions from you, the audience, and me, the professional journalist. Ask him if he realizes how many children exist because of all the songs that he recorded. No. This is the deep probing journalism that we do here.